along the road right in front of us. Only in Africa, only in Namibia. Check this out. Beautiful young male. You can see he didn't have a huge big mane, which means he's not a real dominant male yet. Superb nonetheless. Beauty, mate. Hey, I got the best guide in the world here. He just arranges, yeah, I'll just have a big male lion out on the road right now. Zebra cobra next, if you don't mind, mate. A lot of people call this dramatic landscape Africa's final frontier. And on this adventure, it's so dangerous that it's almost my final frontier. This is Namibia, on the western coast of the African continent. And it's a dry country. Here's the Namib Desert, and on the other side of that range, the Kalahari Desert. It doesn't get much drier than this. In fact, here is the oldest desert in the world, one of the driest places on the face of the earth, and it's chock-a-block full of contrast, beautiful geography, and spectacular wildlife. Let's go and have a look at it. Please keep moving.
Yes, it's starting to set.
Crikey, this landscape is hot. It's isolated and it can be dangerous.
We're up at around about 2,000 feet. And as we plummet down towards that plain, we're going fair smack down, whack, into the Namib Desert. Hang on, here we go.
And I'm really lucky to have teamed up with me good mate Neil. He knows this place like the back of his hand.
You reckon it's dry and hot up here? Wait till we get about halfway across the horizon. It's about as dry as it gets in this world.
Namibia has one of the harshest climates on Earth. Scorching heat, low rainfall, and low population. There's been a 3-year drought, and Steve's looking for water and wildlife in a deep gorge. Most of it's desperately dry, but it was carved out by the power of running water over thousands of years.
Wow, it's cool in this one. Have a look at this. Oh, and here's a snake track. Have a look at this little pearl. It's a horned adder. What a gorgeous little snake. I see you're grumpy. Come on, little horned adder. Oh, wow. I'm not going to take him out in the sun. Come here, mate. You're all right. Come here, little buddy. I can hear him. He's all grumpy. Whoops.
Take another look. How close was that? A real danger warning.
Wants to bite me now. Come on now. I see how grumpy you are. I see how grumpy you are. I won't take you in the sun. Don't worry. You can see why he's got those horns is to help him travel through the sand without getting too much sand in his eyes. Now, they're not an extremely venomous species in that the toxicity is quite low, but it's a hemotoxin. So, you know, you're going to have big, oh man, you're going to have big problems with your blood. The thing is that coloration, predominantly nocturnal, and that's why he's curled up here in the shade, staying nice and cool and just waiting until dark, and as soon as any geckos come cruising along, whack, strike out, hit him with his fang.
That was as close as I've ever come to taking a venomous snake bite.
Whoa, you are getting grumpy. He's getting too snappy. I'm going to have to leave him alone. Horned adder, they're very common, really common throughout this whole area. You're a naughty snake.
Those small snakes, hard to handle and real dangerous. We're moving into the shifting desert sands of Sossusvlei, where you have to look long and hard to find any living creature at all. Westerly winds off the Atlantic Ocean have heaped up the sand into the most spectacular, towering dunes on Earth. This fluid landscape is always on the move, never the same from one day to the next, with windswept mountains of sand nearly 1,000 feet high. In the desert, you expect insects and reptiles, and even though you know they're here, it's a real surprise when you suddenly spot a magnificent oryx.
You can see he's just starting to twist his head, and his tail's flapping. He's starting to get a little agitated. Now, when you're an oryx in this extremely dry terrain, conservation of water and heat is everything. This oryx is aligning himself so he's not taking the full blast of the sun. He's curled up next to a tussock. He'll chase the cool breezes, sit on the crests of the dunes. Just about every technique in the book, and they're still writing some to conserve water and heat. As they sit and pant, they pant, they suck that air in, it goes up, and right beneath the brain, there's an exchange of their heat in their arteries and their veins, and that cools their brain, trying to keep their brain as low a temperature as they possibly can. Truly, the master, the mammalian master of this hostile Namib desert. They can tolerate heat that would certainly fry my brain and kill me in probably a day.
What's happening here is a natural wonder that so few people see. The desert shrouded in fog. Moist air from the Atlantic Ocean hits the hot desert and creates a fine mist you can actually get lost in. What a privilege, right on the spot when one of the mysteries of the desert is unveiled all around Steve.
Can you feel how thick this air is? It just starts to settle, and it's quite cool. What a relief, look at this. You can feel it on your arms. And what a lot of animal species will do, predominantly the beetles and the lizards, they'll sit down here and they'll fog bask. So this thick fog is just how they get their moisture. And have a look at these chunks of grass. All of the tussocks have been hammered. They've been hit back really hard, and for good reason. It's as wet as a lot of moisture. So if the big grazing animals sit in this belt right now until this fog lifts and dissipates, they're gonna get a lot of moisture, a lot of grass tasting moisture.
Central America is a mosaic of blue waters, sandy beaches and lush green forests. For conservationists like myself, the marine reserves and national parks